and we'll move on
you.
to our next presentation. But thank you. We're going to be hearing next from Professor Dimitrios Buhalis, who is Professor in Marketing Strategy and Innovation at Bournemouth University. Dimitrios is also Editor-in-Chief of the Encyclopedia of Tourism Management and Marketing, and also the Tourism Review. Dimitrios' presentation is titled Smart Tourism, Boosting Tourism in the UK. Dimitrios, please, over to you.
Thank you so much, Mark. Let me find the right thing. Do you see the presentation?
Yes, although it's not on full screen at the moment. I'm seeing again your next slide and notes.
Let me go back. How about now?
Perfect.
Okay, great, fantastic. Thank you very much for the invitation. Fantastic to contribute today. I'm glad that we spent so much time coordinating that, especially with Rebecca, because I absolutely love her presentation. And what Rebecca was saying on how do we try to do tourism and what we need to do in order to be successful, it's actually the background of the presentation I'm about to make. I'm going to concentrate on smart tourism and how smart tourism can actually boost tourism in the UK. And going back to your theme, I think everybody in the UK, especially in the periphery and in the rural and the regional areas, they understand the impact of tourism. But in the center, in the government, tourism has always been neglected, has not been seen as a major industry, and it has always been left on its own devices. During the COVID period, a lot of people realized how critical tourism is for all kinds of things, not only for regional development, economics, and the jobs and everything in all over the country, but also for theater, for art, for history, for culture, because a lot of the tourists a lot of the customers who are going to the theater, the museums, and to many other places are in fact tourists. So again, when we are saying tourism, I would like to bring transportation. I like to bring cultural heritage. I really like to bring hospitality, restaurants, and all of those things coming together under the umbrella of what we call tourism and hospitality. And I think everything that I'm going to say in the next few minutes apply across the industry and across the different players in the industry. Just before I start, I work in the International Center for Tourism and Hospitality Research in Bournemouth University, and we're doing quite a lot of research on all aspects of tourism: sustainability, technology, marketing, management, planning, policy. And it's a great opportunity to actually work with you and your forum to bring together resources and the different people together to take things forward. As you mentioned in your introduction, I'm editing Tourism Review, which is the most established journal in tourism. It's 80 years. We celebrate this year. It started in 1946. Of course, I didn't start it myself. It started in Switzerland by some very clever people that tried to use tourism to recover from the Second World War. And during COVID, my big project was the Encyclopedia of Tourism Management and Marketing, which includes 1,500 authors from around the world, and it's 3,528 pages, 1,250 entries on more than 2 million words, and that explains anything that you need to know about tourism. And when we got together at the end with the 2 million words, with all these developments, I just created this kind of framework, which I call the tourism pyramid. And basically, we need to be able to understand the ingredients of tourism and tourism policy and tourism management in order to be able to actually do this thing right. So a lot of the things that Rebecca was saying will depend not only on policies at the very high level, but actually how we deliver that on the land. So if I take you through, and I appreciate that's a very busy slide, and that's why I'm giving you the reference so you can download and you can read it. On the left-hand side, you've got the resources, and the resources bring a whole range of environmental, economic, sociocultural, knowledge resources, education, technology. And then you've got value co-creation. The value co-creation is the benefits that tourism is offering to all the stakeholders. It's really important that everybody benefits from that, otherwise tourism collapses. And then in the middle here, you've got the tourism system where you've got the travel generating region. This is where people are living from with a whole range of needs and wants. And they may be different segments, different age, different ability, different digital capabilities, and they'll have different purpose and context. And then on the other side, you've got the tourism destination region, in this case, the UK, which welcomes people to the destination, and where a lot of small businesses and a lot of organizations and a lot of destinations need to put together the offering, the value proposition that will actually support tourism. In order to deliver, and in the middle, you've got the intermediation, the transit region, where you've got intermediaries, you've got technology, you've got transportation, you've got accessibility. All of this tourism system needs to be coordinated in a way that adds benefits and adds value for all the different stakeholders. If this does not happen, then you've got situations where you have conflicts, or you have dissatisfied customers, or you have got dissatisfied local residents, and you've got dissatisfied communities, and you've got negative impacts of tourism. So we really need to understand the details in order to be able to support the tourism industry to co-create value for everybody. And of course, the devil is in the detail. We need to understand for each particular place what is the requirement. So what is appropriate for Bournemouth is very different from what's appropriate for Oxford, or from Edinburgh, or for Belfast. And we need to understand at a granular level how can we co-create benefits for everybody that's in this system. Now, the pyramid in the bottom says that we need to have the right planning, management, strategies for both inbound and outbound tourism. It's my next appointment later today is to give an interview on a television channel about the impact that the new authorization, the electronic travel authorization scheme, will have for tourism in the UK, and whether people will be deterred because of the extra administration, the extra cost of using the system. So we need planning, management, strategy for both inbound and outbound tourism. We need to understand the market forces, and we need to understand what are the elements that they are determining tourist demand. How can we maximize value co-creation, and what are the different elements in the tourism industry and in the marketplace that will determine successful tourism activity. Then you've got a whole range of exogenous variables that you cannot control, like politics, like war, like peace, like safety, security, like resilience, like social responsibility, inclusion, diversity, climate change, and global warming. And also exogenous variables with regards to the customers in terms of demographics, aging, culture, international law, legislation, and all of those things. Again, those things determine what's happening in the tourism industry, and who is able to travel, who is not able to travel, issues about desirability, issues about pricing, issues about yield, issues about economic benefits. And then at the bottom of that, you've got the technological developments that provide the basis for the system to work together. So here we've got things like the Internet of Things and the Internet of Everything, increasingly things like artificial intelligence and metaverse. that in giving us the opportunity to create smart, interoperable, and interconnected digital systems that allow us to maximize the benefit of tourism. What is really critical here is how can we operate this as a destination, and how destinations like the UK can create sustainable competitive advantage through differentiation, through developing the reputation, the image of the place. How do we nurture new business models, and how do we optimize resources for the benefits of everybody, and particularly for the people that they own the resources, which primarily the local residents in each particular destination. You'll be surprised, but a lot of these things are not new. My paper in 2000, Marketing the Competitive Destination of the Future, which is 25 years ago, highlights all of those things and actually creates the models to be able to see how we're going to take things forward. And of course, tourism needs to support the Sustainable Development Goals, and we have developed recent publications and research where we identify how tourism is actually supporting each of the Sustainable Development Goals. To achieve that, we need smartness and agility. Smartness and agility is coming from networks and technology that provides interoperable and interconnectivity across all the stakeholders that they are responsible for delivering tourism. So you've got the Internet of Things and the Internet of Everything that connects everybody, and you've got sensors and beacons connecting, collecting information and spreading information. So sensors will be able to tell you how many people are currently in a tourism destination, and it will tell you what are the flows, how people turn up, where they go, where are there any conflict points, and make you use artificial intelligence to predict what's going to happen in order to plan better and provide resources and take managerial decisions as well. You may think about tickets, you may think about capacity, you may think about extra resources in terms of toilets, in terms of policing, in terms of internet capability. All of this is based on big data and data analytics, data that's coming from all kinds of sources, including social media, Web2, and user-generated content, to enable us to understand what's happening and apply service development logic towards co-creation of experiences in real time. So smartness takes advantage of interconnectivity and interoperability of integrated technologies to re-engineer process and data in order to produce innovative services, products, and procedures towards maximizing the value for all the stakeholders. It's really about re-engineering the process across the system in order to create real-time benefits across all different stakeholders and simultaneously optimize the collective performance and the competitiveness and the agility of the entire system. So it's really about how can we use technology, but also human capital and intelligence and agility to maximize the benefit. When you look into smartness, you've got the physical layer, where you've got all the different elements where tourism is produced. Then you've got the data layer, you've got the technical layer, you've got the business layer, and then you've got the experience layer. All of those things need to be working in coordination. What we find increasingly is that people, when they travel, they have a range of different technologies that they're supporting them. It used to be, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, people will use technology up to a point to prepare for their travel. Then they go to the destination and they didn't have much access to different things. And then what was happening was they had prepared already, and then they were going to the destination to execute their travel. So they were going to the different attractions, they were having fun and all the rest of it. And then they were coming back with memories, photographs, and user-generated content. And then when the social media came up, they used to share that. Now what we see is that the customer is right at the center of this experience, and they're using a whole range of different technologies, personal computing, mobiles, Internet of Everything, to interconnect and interact with a whole range of things. The other thing that we see is that people are connecting physically when they're at the destination. They speak to waiters, they speak to local people, they speak to employees in museums and different places, but equally, they maintain an active online presence with a lot of different people. The extreme of that is something that's called streaming, where people are going around and they are streaming what they see, so other people can actually follow them in real time. So on the one extreme, you've got influencers. On the other extreme, you've got people who are showing their mothers on their loved ones where they are. That brings a whole range of new opportunities and challenges. And it brings what I call nowness. Nowness is really about, how do I experience something in real time? And how can I take advantage of contextual information in order to manage all of those things and engage with the destination? So nowness becomes the next element of competitive advantage. So you don't only have price and differentiation, but you've got instant gratification that's coming through nowness to make sure that people enjoy what they're experiencing, and also they enjoy it with others. And that creates a very interesting opportunity and a very big challenge for the tourism providers to be able to be alert on what's happening in real time, and to be able to take corrective action if things are going wrong, and to engage with people as they experience the destination. This is the first time that we're seeing something like that. And then when you take that one step further, so far, the intensification of technology tells us that gradually we're going to move to a virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed reality, and eventually to metaverse, where people will be using digital twins to experience a destination before they go and after they go. So they'll be constantly switching between real time and real experience and digital experience on metaverse environments. And that is bringing us, again, a whole range of new opportunities and new challenges, where you'll have the before, during, after, and you'll have the online, the metaverse experience and the local experience, all that interlinked together. I don't have a lot of time to talk about these things, but I'm giving you a lot of references to be able to follow them. And eventually, we will have an ecosystem that has got the customer going through the travel experience before they travel, during they travel, and after they travel. And they will be supported by a whole range of principals and suppliers, destinations and suppliers at destinations, and public sector and governments at local, regional, and national level. And on top of that, you'll have communities and peers that they are supporting them in terms of companions or friends, travel experts that may be professional or may not be professional, and other travelers that they may be with them or without them, and also local residents that they'll be playing host. So this is a very comprehensive way of looking into how smartness can support tourism and especially achieve the sustainable development that we would like, and engagement with the different communities, like Rebecca was saying earlier, and to maximize the benefit for everybody. I'm going to leave you here with the picture of the encyclopedia. Please read that, because it has got accumulated knowledge from a lot of people from around the world, and will help you develop these things. And I'm going to give you with my business card if you like to get involved and discuss some of these things in the future. Thank you very much.